Welcome back. All right, so people say that the knife is weaker than the juice. That's not true. The juice, she left behind the juice. This isn't true, first of all. But if she was trying to frame and she had hired to kill her, she would leave the juice behind to show. It wouldn't be a big deal. People said she would have wiped the fingerprints off. No, she wouldn't, because she could be like, I was so distraught, I set down the juice. I was just a witness who happened upon the crime. If anything, putting herself in the crime scene helps her. If she tried to pretend she was never there at all and then got caught being there, it would make her even more suspicious. But with the knife, the fact that she went back to get it, that is strong to me. Way stronger than juice being left behind. Anyways, all right. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. the Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered! But how? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass. Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? Thank you, Judge. That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Sure, fine. Had this been planned, they would have never left behind their fingerprints? But you just said she went in and thought he'd fainted. Yeah. Why would she be like, oh, he's fainted. I'm pretending that I thought he fainted and that I pretended to pour a glass of juice. Yeah. I have to wipe off my fingerprints because nobody giving a glass of juice to someone who fainted would do that?
Yeah.
What? What? Leaving fingerprints at the scene would get her caught up in the whole mess. Why would someone care if they weren't the murderer?
Yeah. Yeah.
She wants...
That helps her.
Guys, you know what also get her caught up in the whole mess? If she had hired to kill her, and she was like, leaving fingerprints will get me caught up in the whole mess, she should also think, leaving a glass of juice will get me caught up in the whole mess.
And covering my tracks.
Why would she even get the juice in the first place if she had hired to kill her? You dummies? You guys shut up. Stop defending the game's insanity. You guys make no sense. All right. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now.
That's two lawyers against one.
Because she didn't hire him. Yeah, that's... I know she didn't hire him, but if she was pretending. Fuck. Witness, how do you explain the strange phenomena? Oh, the killer's flustered for the first time. I feel you, buddy. Isn't it a waste of time to deal and... Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had the knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews never your client at all. Probably wasn't. Rabble. The killer's not gonna have this. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Seems I'm about to run out of burgers. Phoenix. If the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, Phoenix, I mean, Edgeworth is way better at pretending he's at least trying than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Oh, objection, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised at you. You know you can't say things like that without evidence. Sorry.
That sounded like an awfully weak objection to me.
Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now, I have to buy us more time. I know that. God damn it. While we wait for the item the killer left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items.
It's shoe.
And a miracle.
Right.
Witness testimony. Request taking. You really do believe it's shoe, huh?
Well, no.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss to finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe I have made no mistakes. Short one. Thank God.
Yeah.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
All right, cross-examining, request taking. This request came to me about a week ago. 1 week ago? Are you sure? Yes, I'm quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations. I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my client, this time, had a very specific date in mind and time in mind. A specific date and time? It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. Okay. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I try to fulfill the conditions of my client's request, but as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? Yeah, I'll press further. So, what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was for the bail. I'm sure it was all for the bail. Didn't sound any better the second time. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Corrida's room. I would like for you to, fuck it, I don't need to do impressions. I would like for you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturellement, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference after all. That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where the bear figurine was. I see.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now important?
I wasn't paying attention. I was doing the voice.
Yeah.
What was happening?
Well,
I was listening to you do
it
the
was
voice.
very important that we did it that night because otherwise he wouldn't know where the bear was.
Oh, because that was a part of the stipulation, was that he get the bear?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was important, but do we have to like prove something? right now? Or present something?
I'm gonna say it was very important. The testimony made one thing clear, and that is, the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Oh no. Wait, was this a strike?
Huh?
Why is everyone so quiet?
Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that.
Oh, really?
Witness, please continue with your testimony. Oh, okay.
Phew.
Met a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. Pressing. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was with the brief pause? Pressing further. Witness! I would like for you to give us more details. What was she wearing? I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken requests by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between my clients and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was that important?
Sure, whatever. No penalties. What do I care? Of course it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. the Killer had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely that he is mistaken.
So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews?
I guess so. You see, it's just as I said. I am so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here?
Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax.
The judge has infinite patience right now
Yeah.
for this trial. He has never had this much patience.
Now then, would the witness please continue?
That is what occurred. I trust my memory. I believe I make no mistakes. Still, your client was Adrian Andrews? That is correct. Well, he says the two of them met, but if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange around this time. You have to draw more information out of him, but you can't draw his suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find the flaw in his testimony somewhere. Talk about a delicate balance. All right, so which one did he
That he met with Adrian Andrews. We met a certain bar to discuss, and then you pushed on that.
And he paused?
Try pushing again.
Yeah, maybe try pushing again.
So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. Oh, so... And if we press further, we ask for more details, and then he says that he always meets them, and that he has never taken a request from phone or mail.
Can we prove that wrong?
If we can prove that she couldn't have met him, or somehow it was impossible. But if I say it's very important right now, it goes nowhere.
Yeah.
Why he meets his clients is unimportant, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. Oh, this is how it continues. I just thought it would drop it.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean by that? That's difficult because the player doesn't know that the not important is referring directly to the statement that he said about how it's important to build trust.
Yeah.
We think that he means the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, totally.
What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with them face to face that I began to trust him.
Oh!
Ow! We got you, the killer!
Snap!
Ouch! Ow!
You dummy
That's a silly
dumb.
mistake to
Oh
make.
man, all you'd have to do is Google that shit.
Yeah.
Or even like fucking pick up a newspaper or Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
To kill her, I'm so just disappointed.
Shoddy work.
Huh. Well, that's when I thought I can trust this person as a client. You know, this is a prime opportunity for comedy there, Phoenix, and for drawing out the trial. Get him to describe Adrian Andrews.
Yeah. Well, she's been in the media, right?
Doesn't matter. He doesn't know what she looks like because he doesn't know it's a she.
Yeah.
The only way he would be able to save himself is to be like, just a second, go to Google.
Yeah, totally.
But I don't even think when this was created when did this come out? I mean, the first game came out right, like, kind of in Japan at a time where internet was like,
Getting there.
Just
it was
starting.
there.
It's like 2001,
It just
2002.
wasn't ubiquitous yet. This one came out in 2002, and I think the first one came out in like 99 in Japan. I'm talking Japan, guys. I just want to know, like, peg this. This came out in 2002. Okay, so when did the original game come out in Japan? Just so I just want to know the first game. Got translated in English in 2006.
2002 in GBA in Japan.
2001 was the first one. 2002 was, because I'm just thinking it would have been written. This game would have been written around the first, like as the first one was being published. So like 2001 is when it was written. So hard to peg how the internet's progressed. Where were we at 2001? Not very far with the internet. It wasn't ubiquitous here.
No.
Everybody had it,
Yeah,
but it was like,
still fucking slow.
and it sucked.
Yeah.
Like it didn't
Yeah.
have a lot of info.
Yeah. That's
It
like,
had
what,
info,
grade 10,
but it
11 or
was-
something for us?
Yeah.
No, that was
No.
first year university.
No. It was like grade 10 or 11.
No, it was OAC. It was OAC. I went to
In 2001?
No, dude, 2000 at the turn of the century, from 99 to 2000, that New Year's when it turned to 2000,
Yeah, we
I was
were-
like grade 9.
Yeah, we were in.
no.
We were young.
We went into grade 9 in 98, 99, grade 10, 2011,
Really?
2001, 12,
Oh, I don't
2002
fucking know
OAC.
anything.
I know 2002 is when I went to Waterloo.
I'm so old.
Yeah.
Imagine Google was a Foogle. That's when I thought I can trust this person. Okay, here we go. We got him in a corner.
You don't remember your high school graduation year?
Shut up.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was that testimony any important?
Very fucking important, Your Honor.
If I heard what I think I just heard now, then I think I've got him.
Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. I'm calling it. The game is not going to let us refer to what he just said. A great moment where, you could have missed it, and if you spotted it, you're going to feel like you accomplished something because you saw him and you didn't glaze over it. This is a great time to let the player say, to pinpoint what was wrong. And I bet you they're not going to let me.
Oh, really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. So now it'll be burned in, so you have to see the... That's too bad, because I think it would have been cool if you had to see that one little word. And, it would just be one of those things that if you missed it, it'd be like, this is so hard. And then you look it up and it'd be like, I should have seen that, sort of thing. But this just kind of makes it easy. Whatever. Anyways, getting past it. Pressing.
But as we now know, that was not how it turned out. Correct. Wait, I'll go. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Adrian Andrews turned out to be a client who couldn't risk the rules, right?
Well, yes. I suppose you are correct. So, I would like to check one last time. Are you sure this testimony is accurate? That is what occurred. I trust my memory. So really, we just have to present Adrian Andrews to the statement, right?
Yeah.
And be like, I present to you, not a transvestite. Okay. Or is she? All right, we'll be back and we'll present the dickless Adrian Andrews.
Woo!